Did you know that the fish are looking for one specific prey in the fall? That they're really, their migrations, their habits, their everything that they're doing that we're trying to key in on in the fall relates back to one prey item.
I'm going to go with shad, specifically gizzard shad.
That is absolutely right. And how many of those have you seen spit up, or have you been cleaning a fish and it was full of gizzard shad, or even better, your fish has a big crankbait in its mouth, and as you unhook it, you look down and there's a tail sticking out of its throat. When we sample fish in the fall, we do a pretty intense diet survey. So we have a survey where we're catching adult walleye. We're taking the age samples, the data I was referring to earlier, but we're also looking at what's in their stomach, because that's important. That's an important part of their ecology, important part of our management. And what we see in the fall, and it varies. It varies year to year. It varies where you are on the lake when you catch those fish.
Depth in the water.
In general, in the fall, 60% of adult females' diets are gizzard shad. And most places, where we fish, islands to Huron, Lorraine, it is going to be higher than that. That's one of those areas that's regionally even gizzard shad are even more important.
But with that said, do you have any idea what the numbers are? Because did I know from you that some gizzard shad get 25, 26 inches? And at that point,
so that was going to be, did you know that gizzard shad attain lengths over 20
I'm stealing
inches?
Thunder. I'm stealing your thunder, and I love it. But yeah,
so
they get huge.
I don't have a population estimate for you. That gizzard, so on Lake Erie, gizzard shad are at the north end of their range. Like they're very sporadic year to year. Some years, if we have a warm summer, we have huge gizzard shad hatches and lots of gizzard shad in the lake. And then they don't do well over the winter, or if it was a cold summer, we don't have very big hatches. So
once a gizzard shad reaches, let's say 10, 12 inches long,
yep,
they don't have anything that realistically is chasing to eat them.
So what you'd see with gizzard shad in comparison to walleye, very short life cycles. Adult gizzard shad aren't going to be much older than 4, 5, 6 years old. And I'm not basing that on a ton of data, but just what you said. They have a short life cycle. They're highly reproductive, and what we see are the walleye really like the young of year gizzard shad. Like in Lake Erie, walleye are the top predator. They're the most abundant predator, and they're really going to utilize those young of year gizzard shad in the fall. And Ross, did you know that gizzard shad in the fall, the young of year, are right in the same range as our crankbaits? They're 5 to 6 inches long.
So a 1 year gizzard shad gets to be 5 or 6 inches.
A young a year. So if it was hatched in the spring and early summer, in the fall, it's 5, 6 inches long. So
let's say they do live 5 to 6 years. Past 2 years, they're most likely not even an option. Yeah, other than the migrant roaming Great Lakes muskie that can always take them down. They're not going to run into a lot of those unless they get up into the Detroit River, Lake St. Clair, only occasionally in Lake Erie.